Hey everybody. Alright, I thought I'd do a video on sort of how to get started on a kit. This particular kit is the nuclear canisters for Space 1999 diorama. This is its own little, I guess, accessory kit. You buy it separately. It's like 15 bucks or 20 bucks. And it has a bunch of the nuclear waste canisters. And so this will be a pretty little simple kit to show because it has pretty much all the parts you usually get. And the parts you usually get are the sprues, the trees with all the parts on it, decals, and in this particular case the instructions as well as the decal location are right here on the cover here. Let me zoom in for you. So basically it shows you the decal, the part number, and actually I'm glad I didn't throw this away because this little tiny piece, I didn't realize that how to go in there. I almost put together the first piece before making this video. So always read your instructions. Okay, for us guys that hate to read instructions, just always read instructions. That, you know, never know what might come out of it. All right, so you get started. Get an angled sprue cutter. This is a Tamiya one, so yeah, I went all out with this. And basically, now let me show you one on this piece right here. You don't want to get up against the part because you'll end up damaging the part, so just come off just slightly off. And how far out you go is up to you, but I'm going to say right there. And then here as well. And remember, don't do what I used to do when I was a kid. Don't twist off the part. That's a no-no. That's just horrifying. God, I can't. I think about that, and I want to crack up every time I think about that. Okay, so this one here. This is kind of tough, but try not to get on it. Okay, good. So now you have a part that has that little bump. So you take some fine sandpaper. This is 1000 grit, and you just sort of, well, it helps if you get on the part itself. Let's see this one, and you could just go right on it. Okay. Oh, that's pretty smooth. Now here you might decide to take your little hobby knife, and I got to be careful because I'm looking through a camera while I'm doing this, so remember, always safety first. Always safety first, I should say. And let's see how I do this here. Always cut on an angle. It's always interesting because curved surface, you don't want to damage the curved surface, so you have to be very careful. Take your time. Okay, I got a bunch of that. So now what's left, feel where it is, and you do your own little sandpaper. Okay, I'm doing this pretty quick for the camera, but just so you get the idea. So when you get it all smooth, so I got one here. Got one here that's all smooth. I got a top part. Let me zoom out a little bit. Got a top part that's smooth. I got the two halves that I previously smoothed out. So the part that I didn't realize I needed is that little part there. So let's reverse the angle on this. Actually, let me do the one on the left here, so the part doesn't go flying out into Never Never Land. Okay, that was small enough. And that's the little piece you want to file away. And remember, guys, there's always the sticks. The sticks work also. You have different fine, grades of roughness. Oh, crap. See what I did? I made a flat spot there. Okay, that's not what I was supposed to do. But let's see if this fits in here where it's supposed to. Okay, looks like it will. So, all right, in this case, it didn't make that much difference. But I'm going to try not to do that. Okay, see, it's covered up. So that's pretty cool. And I see that round surface on the very, very top. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be on the inside or the outside. How are these supposed to look? Okay, looks like maybe it doesn't matter. See, what does it look if I put this upside down? Talking about this little circle there. I wonder if that should go upside down or right side up inside of the canister. See, how does that look? Alright, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it doesn't matter. That's what I'm thinking. If I put this in like this, you see a little extra circle in there. You know what? Maybe I'll give it a little accent there. I'm going to try that. I don't know if that's a mold. I don't know if those are mold lines or just an extra accent on top of the canister. I'm going to go for the accent. Why not? So in this case, making the circle slightly flat didn't make that much difference. Actually, it didn't hurt. So that's good. So you always start with a small kit first. So when you're doing rounded edges, just be careful what you're doing. Basic thought. Okay, so with this here, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to use this huge tube of glue. That'll just make a huge mess. Okay. What I am going to do, use some of this Tamiya cement, and basically this just brushes onto the piece. So open it up. It's got a little tiny brush in there, and just go in there. And what this will do is will cement it to the piece. And I put a little extra much there, so I'm just going to wipe that around. This is the inside, so it really doesn't matter much. Okay, so hopefully that'll stay. I'll find out soon enough. But basically, what it does is it goes into space, into the gap, and seeps in and fuses the pieces together. All right, so now that's done. This is already sanded, so I don't have to worry about that one. So the next step I'm going to do is dry fit these two. And these actually don't tell you which is up or down. So, and I'm thinking it doesn't matter. So fit in, is it a socket, little tabs. Now again, I'd be tempted to glue this. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just put a slight little dot on that protruding tab. Just a slight brush, and the same thing with the one down here. And I already test fitted this, so I know these go together really well. As long as I don't mess it up. Okay. Now that that's there, take the cement and just go right along the seam there. Right along the seam. Okay. Maybe not that much, but I'm just being cautious. And I'm going to hold this here for a few minutes, and maybe I'll take a rubber band and so that these stay together. But that's all you need to do. Okay. And you'll have the distinct pleasure or honor of witnessing my first piecing together of a little kit. Well, that's not exactly true, but anyway, one of my first ones anyway, with all my tools that I recently got. So, alright, I'll just hold this piece together, but with those tabs, this is made to stay together. And as you can see, this will fit here, and it doesn't matter which one goes on top, which one goes on the bottom. The ends, you know, they're all the same. This one can go on the bottom, the other one can go on the top. Okay, so for right now, well, I could get crazy. Should I keep going? Yeah, why not? Because putting this in here, that'll keep this from coming apart. It'll keep it in place, I should say. So, all right, let me put some cement on the perimeter of the bottom here. Okay. You might hear the guys, my neighbors, playing basketball right in front of my window. I wonder if they're looking at me and saying, "What the heck is that guy doing right now?" Okay. And I hope I don't make this video way too long. Alright, not too bad. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put the top one on right now because I do want to get this in camera. I do want to address these the seams after this dries up. I'm going to use a fine sanding stick and get rid of that line. In this particular kit, it may not make a difference because of all the decals. You won't be able to see it, but you do because the decals aren't that thick. The decals are supposed to look as if it's painted on. And any line that's not supposed to be there, like this canister seam line, what I'll do is I'll have to sand these later. Sand these lines to make those lines disappear. Alright? But there's definitely a line there. So that's it for now. I'm just going to let this sit for a while. So, okay. Those are the first steps. You got your cutting, your hobby knife, trimming off, your sanding, and then your cement gluing on small parts especially. You know, don't use a globby, huge bead of glue. This is good for large parts where the glue won't seep out. And as long as you use control tips for these, you know, you could still use these because this will get tedious and expensive. You know, a little tiny brush, you don't want to put that on a huge model. But, you know, parts that can't be seen, larger parts, definitely these. For all these smaller parts, use something like this. Guys, I hope this helps and hope it's entertaining. And I'll keep, as I grow in my skill, I'll keep putting more and more steps. But this is definitely Intro to Building Part 1, first few steps. Maybe I'll name it that. Alright guys, please like and subscribe. Until next time.